Welcome back to the Geelong Cricket Show and our remodelling process on our set. Don't forget, 6:30, December the 9th, Wednesday night, for News Geelong. First ever television news service from our great city. As we're joined by our special guest this morning, Shane Arth from Geelong West, the reigning premiers. Shane, you're having a frustrating start to the season.
We are. It's one of those things. It's been a mixture of injuries, bad form, bit of bad luck. We've had a bit of bad luck in the first game against South Barwon when the wicket wasn't prepared, and then again on Saturday the wicket wasn't prepared again against Geelong City at the grammar school. And as well as that, a bit of bad form by a few of our players that we've relied on in last season, and also, a bit of injuries and things like that. So, yeah, it has been a frustrating start. And,
of course, the memorable tie against North Geelong. We don't see too many ties.
No, it was a funny game, that one. We were I guess they were on top early, and then we got back on top and got in control of the game to the point where I think we needed about 10 runs off 15 balls towards the end there. But, yeah, we basically made a bit of a meal of it and, ended up with a tie.
Must have been overly frustrating, I imagine, Shane, because a lot of the things that have happened to thwart your start to the season have been out of your own hands. Obviously, the injuries you're a little bit unlucky with, as you say, and those wickets that haven't got up as well, not your own doing as well. So more frustrating in terms of the fact that you haven't had any control over what has happened.
That's true. I suppose the only thing we really have had control over is the form side of things, which a couple of our key players have been out of form. But, hopefully we're working pretty hard at training to try and get back on track there, and the injuries will come back on. Guys will get back on the deck pretty quickly. Sammy Loftus broke his thumb and he's back in the team now, and I've had an injury, so hopefully I'll be back in a few weeks. And then, we're still plenty of cricket to be played, and it seems to be a pretty tight competition this year, so hopefully we can get back on track and work our way up the ladder.
So we're not looking at anything, Shane, like a premiership hangover?
No, I'd like to hope not. The guys have been training pretty hard, and they're just as keen as last year to do well. And we've played badly in a couple of games, but I'm pretty confident that we'll get our mojo back.
Shane, for our viewers, the background of Shane Arthur in the world of cricket. Where'd you start?
Played all my junior cricket at the Werribee Cricket Club, affiliated with the sub-district competition. Then I went to North Melbourne and played about half a dozen seasons there, and then across to Casey, South Melbourne, played there for a few years, and then back to Werribee. And then since then I've been at West for this is my fourth season at West as coach.
So when you were at Casey, South Melbourne, they still would have been at the old Lake Oval, or were they at the new ground at Casey at that stage?
No, they were at Audie Drive, which is across the road from the Junction Oval. So it was the interim period between the Lakeside Oval and where they are now at Casey.
And you come back to the world of the Rams, and of course one of our regular viewers. Good morning to Uncle Max Finnemore, who's one of the backbone boys down there, backroom boys too, down there at Geelong West. Yeah,
Max is a great guy. He's well known around the circles of football and cricket, and he does a fantastic job down there, as well as his wife Bev. She helps out with the functions, etc. So yeah, they're loved members of the club.
Junior development-wise, Shane, we always talk about that being the future of clubs. How are things travelling in that regard at Geelong West?
Really well. We've been really excited with the progress this year. Last year was a bit disappointing with the junior side of things. We struggled to get teams together, but this year we've got a strong Milo have a go. I think it's into cricket now. There's a lot of kids involved in that, and also the junior sides are up and running, and we've got good coaches involved. So we're slowly progressing towards building that up over the next 3 or 4 years.
Last year you came home, Shane, with a real wet sail, had a lot of momentum going into obviously the premiership decider, which turned it out to go your way in probably what a lot of people would have considered, I guess, an upset, because Grovedale were heavily fancied in that one. Are you confident that you can turn that form around pretty quickly, start to build some momentum, and then really come home again with that wet sail?
Yeah, I do. Last year we were heavily reliant on our batters. We'd set big totals and defend them, and then on the other hand we'd chase totals down. So our batsmen was our key last year. So I'm confident that the guys, Glenn Tallarico, Sam Loftus, Michael Chappell, Nick Hill, these sorts of guys will come through. You can't keep good players down for too long, so I'm pretty confident they'll come up and do the job for us.
And when you just mention those names, they roll off the tongue. There's a lot of runs that can roll off their bats as well. And I mean, you're only a game outside the top 6. that's how close the competition is.
Exactly, and that's why I'm confident that we can do the job this year. You know, last year the top 6 broke away pretty quickly, and I think after about round 7 or 8, there was pretty much no chance of that changing. And I think in the end, the top 6 were 4 games clear of the bottom 6. I really can't see that happening this year. A lot of the lower teams have recruited well, and they're a lot stronger, and a lot of the other teams have come back to the pack. So, I think it's going to be tight all the way through.
With those names that you mentioned as well, it looks like there's not too many changes from the side that won the premiership last year. You managed to keep the nucleus of that side together, didn't add too many. I think Sam Loftus has obviously come back to the club, but apart from Sam, there's just the nucleus of that side there again. So was that something that you deliberately did, just tried to keep it together, didn't go out targeting too many recruits over the off-season?
Yeah, look, I didn't want to disrupt it too much. We had obviously a strong side last year, winning the premiership, and we just had a couple of areas that we wanted to improve on. We managed to recruit a young kid called Shaw Kitchen, who's an excellent keeper or keeper batsman from Geelong College, and he's done well for us this year so far. He's been really outstanding with the gloves and got his first 30 or 40 the other week, so that's a bit of confidence with the bat. So he's come into the side, and I think it's added strength. You know, we're a bit stronger down the order this year. So,
and that's become an integral part of our game, hasn't it? The ability of a wicket-keeper it's a batsman wicket-keeper rather than just a pure wicket-keeper who can maybe handle a bat.
Yeah, that's right. And we had Tony Spence there last year, or the last couple of years, and he's done a really good job for us. But, you know, Tony's sort of pushing to he's getting to about 29, 30 now, and we thought with Shaw coming to the picture, we'd give him an opportunity as an 18-year-old. He hasn't let us down. He's done a great job so far.
And the West Oval, Great Western Oval, which is great tradition down there, handling the cricket very well? Yeah,
it was a tough year last year with no ground, no facilities. We were sort of training at Grovedale and training at college and training everywhere we could possibly get. It's great to have the ground back, and it's looking in as great a shape as it's ever been. It's the council have done a fantastic job with the square and also the outfield. It's really looking good.
Shane Arthur is our special guest on the Geelong Cricket Show this morning. As we go to a break, we'll be back to talk Geelong Cricket Association and the first day of round 6 on the Geelong Cricket Show here on Channel 31.